Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here. Welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Evedex, a new decentralized exchange on Arbitrum that seems to be growing very rapidly. And I want to kind of give you a rundown of how it works and why you might find it interesting. You know, there's a lot of benefits to decentralized exchanges. The main one is that you get to custody your own assets. So that's kind of one of the big things we're going to be talking about today is the ability to self-custody your assets while still having access to trading, even leverage trading, so that you can interact with the markets while keeping your assets in self-custody. Today, we're going to be going over Evedex. I'm going to share with you why you might consider a decentralized exchange. I'm going to show you how easy it is to do your charting on this exchange, even looking at today's price action, pulling a few things apart so that you can see just how intuitive it is. And then I'm going to share with you why you might consider Evedex to be an exchange that you might go ahead and start trading on. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. This is the interface over here on Evedex. You can see that there is the overall charting setup. You have all of your trade entry, your trade entry section of the book over here where you're able to actually take your trades. You can use cross or isolated. You can use your leverage here. It goes all the way up to 100x leverage using your market and your stop limit and your limit orders. You're able to come over here to stop limit and set in your trades with your TPSLs, your take profits, and your stop losses and everything, just the same way you would any old exchange. But I love how easy it is to actually do charting here on Evedex because we're actually, we're integrated with TradingView right here. And you can even see in today's price action how Bitcoin is coming up here, possibly trying to do an overside underside test off of 88,000. You can even come over here, pull out your Elliott waves. You can see how possibly Bitcoin's doing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe this 5 wave is going to be able to break out here above the $88,000 range that we used as support back here on November the 19th right here, right? So what we might end up doing is we might say, okay, we look at our charting here. We say that we've got this level of support. We can come in here, build our horizontal level of support right here. You can see that we are testing it as resistance. And you might come here and you might say, I don't know. We kind of have some bear market entries. I think what we're going to end up doing is Bitcoin's going to come up here to 88,000. It's going to fall over. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go into the entries and I'm going to sell short. I'm going to go short. I'm going to add some leverage here. I'm going to pick my leverage. Maybe I'm going to keep it low on 10x, or maybe I'm really confident I'm going to go 20x, whatever it might be. I'm going to enter into my actual trade here, and then when you scroll down, you're going to be able to see way down here, when you enter into your positions will show up over here. So you have your positions right here at the bottom of the book. You'll have your open orders over here that have not been filled yet. You'll have your order history and your trade history, etc. And so that is what is going to help you actually be able to enter into your trade. So it's a very intuitive user interface, but really that's a lot of exchanges. A lot of exchanges have that. So what's different about Evedex, which might make you consider it? Well, if you come over to the actual landing page, the front page of the exchange, what you're going to find is that there is a very good reason to consider a decentralized exchange. And that is because there are low trading fees, and there's also gasless trading. So what does all this mean? What's the deal with fees? Well, whenever you are trading, the fee from an exchange is generally leveraged against the overall position size. So if you trade with $1,000 with no leverage, then you pay a fee. It's normally like 0.0025% or something on that $1,000. But if you go 20x leverage with $1,000 of margin, then now you've taken a $1,000 trade and you've made it be a $20,000 position because you multiply the leverage by the margin amount and you get the actual trade size. The fees are calculated against the overall actual position size, not just the margin that you put into the leverage trade. And so that means when you start getting up to higher leverages, 20, 50, 100x leverage, your fees start going up a lot. And you can pay tens, hundreds, thousands of dollars in fees for one trade, depending on the size of the trade. Now, you add that with a decentralized exchange where gas fees can come into play. And that's when you really start to see what the edge is here for Evedex. Obviously, they've got a great entry. You're able to buy, you're able to sell, you're able to do the charting. We kind of already know that. That's kind of like a basic checkbox. But the reason that I really like Evedex is because it does something that a lot of other exchanges don't do. And that is that it keeps actually very low. Let's see how we want to frame this. It keeps very low fees. So the trading fees are very, very low. We've got, right over here, since they are on the Arbitrum network, there is gasless trading, and they're powered by the proprietary L3 network built on the Arbitrum Orbit network. So if you guys don't know, Arbitrum is one of the larger cryptocurrencies in the cryptocurrency space, they're one of the largest platforms that decentralized exchanges are being built on top of. So this is some really great architecture that Evedex is built on. This is a $1 billion chain. Arbitrum, we've talked about it for a long time. Arbitrum processes hundreds of millions of dollars worth of transactions. It enables a lot of the different decentralized exchanges in the network and overall in the ecosystem. And overall, what you end up seeing happen here is that because of Evedex's integration with Arbitrum, you have very low fees, you have gasless trading, and you also have all kinds of other basically gamified parts of the experience. So you have 24/7 fast customer support, you have your low trading fees, you have the gasless trading, which is fantastic. That's something that you don't see all the time on decentralized exchanges. You know, sometimes if you're trying to trade, you've got to pay the gas fee, you've got to pay the actual exchange fee, and so you get eaten up by fees, and you have to be ridiculously profitable just to break even to cover the fees. Evedex kind of nullifies that. So you get the best of both worlds. You get the low fees that you might see on a centralized exchange. You get the no gas fees that you would have to pay as you would on a centralized exchange, but you get the benefits of a decentralized exchange in the sense that you are self-custodial. So you'll come and you'll link an actual wallet to Evedex. Your funds stay in that wallet, and the exchange interacts with that wallet. So you remain in custody of the funds at all times. So you get the best of both worlds. You get the low trading fees, lower than what you're going to see on some centralized exchanges. You get the gasless trading, which is better than what you're going to find on a lot of decentralized exchanges, and then you also get to remain you get to remain in custody of your own assets, which is something that you don't get to say with a KYC or a centralized exchange where they are actually custodying your assets. So overall, these are some extremely valuable reasons why, if you're looking at a decentralized exchange, why you would consider Evedex, because it edges out the competition in the lower fees. It also edges out the competition, in my opinion, in the user interface. I mean, I haven't talked about it yet, but I mean, this is beautiful. Like, this is a beautiful exchange. It's absolutely gorgeous. The web development over here is important to me because the asteroid evasion, I love that. The trading interface matters. It matters to me. I don't know if it matters to you. It matters to me. Like, I want things to look nice, right? I want it to look nice. I want it to be responsive. I want it to be snappy. I want it to be quick. I want to be able to get in and out of a trade very, very, very rapidly. And I want to be able to do my trading and my charting integrated here in the actual exchange. So I'm not flipping around back and forth and back and forth and back and forth from different tabs, looking at trading view. I want the full-blown trading view integration. I want to be able to see all of my positions and everything here on the chart. I want all of that, and that's what you get with Evedex. So what I end up seeing here and why we've decided to do this piece of content for Evedex and do this tutorial is because, as I said, you get the best of both worlds. You get the really snappy, responsive, fast user interface that you would get with a centralized exchange, and you also get the low fees and the gasless trading, which you would get from a centralized exchange. But you also get the self-custody from being on a decentralized exchange, and you also get this really fun user interface that's enjoyable to work with. I mean, I don't know about you. Sometimes I'm sitting here and looking at charts for 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 hours a day, and it just gets old if it's just ugly. Like, it's beautiful. Evedex is beautiful, though. And so overall, I can't recommend it enough. If you guys have not already added a decentralized exchange to your repertoire, I would highly recommend checking out Evedex. You're going to be able to find Evedex with the link in the description box down below. And I'm very excited to see some of you guys get signed up and start trading over there, because at the end of the day, you're going to do your trading somewhere, but it is a good idea to do some of your trading on a decentralized exchange so that you can retain custody of some of that and still be able to jump in and out of trades even without losing the actual self-custody element of your trading. So if you guys haven't already, make sure to sign up for Evedex. The link is in the description box down below. And one last thing I will mention is that when you sign up, there are all kinds of rewards. You guys know this is kind of how this works. There's all kind of rewards. There's stuff going on right now. There's an Evedex trading challenge over here where you can invite your friends and whatnot, and you can win all kinds of stuff. You can win an iPhone 17, an Apple Watch Series 11, AirPods Pro 3, etc. You know, not just Apple products. There's all kinds of other airdrops and giveaways that are going on right now. $1,000 USD giveaway. Lots of really cool gamified different challenges and just different experiences that are going on over here when you explore. You've got your demo trading, you've got copy trading, right? You've got all kinds of different stuff that you're going to find. You've also got prop trading coming very soon. That is very interesting. This is something that's growing a lot in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space. It's very, very big in mainstream finance, but it's something you're going to start hearing a lot more about in the cryptocurrency world is prop trading. So if you're a very high-skilled trader and you want to get access to some funds, prop trading is going to be something good for you. You've also got the leaderboards over here. all kinds of different, trade, XP, different things. It's very gamified. For me, coming from a background of doing a lot of video games, it's very enjoyable for me to have this kind of gamified experience. Because I don't know, there's probably a subsection of you guys in the audience who, when you were younger, you played a lot of video games, then you found Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and then you stopped playing video games because you're spending all your time on X and trading, and it's gamified, right? And so that's kind of me. I don't really play video games hardly anymore, but I trade. And so it kind of took that place where I'm like, over here, I'm like building a city in a city builder. And now I'm over here, I'm building a cryptocurrency portfolio, right? But I want it to be fun. I want to enjoy it. And so when you have these different gamified elements, this UI UX that is very customer user friendly, I should say, then it ends up being a very good experience. So if you haven't already, like I said, make sure to check out Evedex. Really appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. If you haven't already, check them out. Links in the description box down below. Thank you very much to Evedex for making this video possible. If you haven't considered Decentralized exchanges, I think you're going to find them to be very helpful. So shout out to Evedex. Thank you to them. Make sure to sign up. Check the link down below for that. I love you guys very much. I appreciate all of you being here. And before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.